Welcome to yoga. Today's class will focus on connecting with the heart and opening the chest and shoulders. So find your way to your mat, making yourself comfortable in a seated position. You may wish to sit on a block, a cushion, or perhaps even a chair. And if you're seated on the mat, you could sit cross-legged on the heels or with one or both legs extended. Finding your seat and placing one hand at the center of the chest and placing the other hand to cover. And now either close the eyes or gaze very softly down towards the earth. Sitting tall, grounding the sitting bones down towards the earth. Lengthening through the spine, reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. Chin is parallel to the floor. Broaden through the chest and relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. And now letting go of the critical and judging mind, coming to connect with the consciousness of your heart. Connecting with your center of compassion, kindness, forgiveness, and love. And allowing your practice to be guided by the consciousness of your heart. And now keeping one hand at the chest, bring the other hand to the belly. Preparing to move into three-part Dirga breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. And as you next inhale, feeling expansion through the belly, the rib cage, the chest up through the collarbones. And as you exhale, empty through the chest, rib cage, belly. Again, inhale, feeling the belly expand. Expand through the rib cage, upper chest. And exhaling, empty, chest, rib cage, belly. And continue these slow, deep breaths at your own pace. Feeling an expansion through the front, sides, and back of the torso on each in-breath. And on each exhalation, emptying completely. Release the hands to the lap, continuing the three-part breath. And now as we prepare to ease into movement, I invite you to breathe as freely and deeply throughout your practice as you are right now. Maintain this connection to the heart, practicing kindness to yourself, knowing you're always welcome to take a rest or modify your practice to best meet your needs. And now releasing the arms by your sides. And on your next inhalation, making fists with the hands, tightening the arms, squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears. Draw the breath in and hold the breath for a moment. And exhaling through an open mouth as you sigh and release the arms. Again, tightening the hands, the arms, squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears. Now tightening the face, squeezing the face up like a prune, holding the breath in. And exhale. Letting go. And once more, inhale, tightening through the arms, tightening the face, holding the breath in. Exhaling through an open mouth. And letting go. Now moving on to the shoulders one at a time. So beginning with one side, inhale as you lift that shoulder up and exhale, rolling the shoulder back and down. Moving with the breath and just exploring your range of motion in this shoulder. You may wish to start off the movements small and gradually make the movements larger. And one more on this side. Release. Notice how one side feels in relation to the other. And now moving on to your other shoulder, inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you roll that shoulder back and down. Without any judgment, simply notice how this side feels in comparison to the other. You may notice one side feels a little tighter or looser. And rolling this shoulder once more. And now moving on to both. Inhale as you draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. And rolling the shoulders once more and releasing down and moving on to the head and neck. As you next exhale, draw the chin down towards the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. And as you inhale, slowly roll one ear towards one shoulder. Exhale, drop the chin back to the chest. Inhaling as you roll the opposite ear towards the shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And continue to slowly roll the head from side to side, lengthening one side of the neck and then the other. And the next time the chin returns to the chest, letting go of that movement, inhaling, lifting the head back up to neutral. And now turning the head from side to side. Exhale as you slowly turn the head to look over one shoulder, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. Inhale back to center. Exhale, looking over the other shoulder. And inhale back to center. Continue once more to each side. And now returning to center. And now shift to extend the legs out in front of you. And loosen up the legs by alternately flexing and pointing through the feet, letting go of any tension or tightness that may have accumulated from sitting. And now circling the feet, drawing the big toes towards one another and then away. And circle your feet in the other direction. And get the legs a little shake from side to side. And now returning to a cross-legged seated position. Again, sitting tall, relaxing the shoulders, and interlace the hands together in front of you at the height of the chest. Turning the palms away from you. And as you exhale, round through the spine, drawing the chin in towards the chest. And as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, reach the arms overhead, pressing the palms towards the sky as you arch the back and gaze upward. And then exhaling round. Inhale as you straighten and then arch the back, gazing upward. And continue these movements at the pace of your own breath. And the next time that you straighten with the arms reaching overhead, pause here, pressing the palms towards the sky, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears, keeping the chest open. Breath flowing in and out through your nose. And now unclasp the hands, reaching long through the fingertips. Next, we'll twist from side to side, continuing to warm up the spine and torso. So now as you exhale, twist over to one side, bringing one hand to the opposite knee, looking over the shoulder towards the wall behind you, and then inhale, coming right back up to center, arms reaching overhead, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, return to center. Continue to move from side to side with the breath, lengthening the spine on each inhalation, twisting as you exhale. So just warming up here, no need to twist very far. And now the next time you twist over to your right side, coming to hold. Keeping the left hand on the right knee. Turning the head to look over your shoulder towards the wall behind you. Keep the shoulders drawn down away from the ears. And you may wish to gaze out the right corners of the eyes. So soft gaze or eyes closed. Continue to breathe deeply. One more breath here, and then inhale, lifting up to center. Arms frame the ears, and exhale, twisting to the other side. And you could twist a little or a lot, allow your body to guide you. Find a comfortable stretch while avoiding strain. One more breath here. And inhale, bringing the arms overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, lower the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. Close the eyes or gaze softly. Feel the heartbeat with the thumbs. Again, connecting to the consciousness within your heart. And releasing the arms down by your sides. Next, we'll move into some side stretches. So starting with the palms to the floor by your sides, relax your shoulders. And inhale as you lift one arm out to the side and overhead, and then exhale, stretching over to the opposite side. Inhale, lifting up just to center and staying on this side. Exhaling as you reach to the side. Inhale back to center. And as you reach over, the hand on the floor could slide a little bit further away. And now reaching over once more. And you may wish to either drop down to the elbow or slide the hand a little further away from you. Keeping the chest lifted, Lengthen through both sides of the torso, keeping the head and neck in line with your spine. And now circle from the shoulder. And you can make these circles large or small. See what feels right in your body. And now pause and reverse, moving your circles in the opposite direction. And circling the arm around once more, and then reaching the arm behind you and finding a place to hold the arm where you feel a comfortable opening through the chest and shoulder. Reaching over to the side, breathing. And one more full breath here. And now pressing the hand into the floor, navel to spine. Inhale as you slowly make your way back to center. Exhale, release both arms down. Take a breath or two here, noticing how one side of the body feels in comparison to the other. And now moving on to your other side. Inhale as you reach the arm overhead. Exhale, stretching over, sliding the hand on the floor a little further away, and then inhale, lifting back up to neutral. Continue to move from side, reaching over to the side and back to center, following your breath. And now reaching over and coming to hold, sliding the hand further away or perhaps dropping to the elbow. Keep the hips level as you lengthen through both sides of the torso. Move the shoulders down and keep the head and neck in line with the spine. And now begin to circle the arm from the shoulder. Again, you could start off small and make the circles a little bit larger. And now pause here and reverse. Circling the arm in the other direction. And circling the arm around once more. And then holding the arm behind you. And positioning the arm just right so you feel a comfortable stretch through the chest, shoulder. You could flex through the hand, pressing the fingers back to give a stretch through the wrist and the hands. One more full breath here. And press your hand into the mat, navel to spine. Inhale, slowly make your way back to center. Exhale, relax the arms down. Extend the legs out in front of you once again, giving the legs a shake from side to side. From here, we'll make our way into a table position on the hands and knees. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders, with the fingers spread wide, or you're welcome to make fists or even come down onto the forearms if that would feel better on the wrists. Here on the palms, pressing the palms into the floor. Keep a slight bend in the elbows. Lengthen through the spine by extending the tailbone and the crown of the head away from one another. Broaden through the chest and move the shoulders down away from the ears. Preparing now for cat and dog. Inhaling as you lift the tailbone, drop the belly, open the chest and gaze upward, coming into cat. And on the exhalation, draw the tailbone under, round the spine, move the chin in towards the chest. And continue to move back and forth with your breath. And notice the sensations along the spine as you breathe. And if the mind becomes distracted, return your awareness to the breath and to the sensations in the body as you move. And moving once more in each direction. Return to a neutral spine, and now we'll circle from the rib cage. So moving into dog as you arch and lower the rib cage down towards the mat, and then draw the rib cage over to one side, round into cat, bring the rib cage towards the other side, moving into dog. So continue to circle through the rib cage, following your breath. And if you like, gradually expanding the movement, bringing the hips, shoulder, head, and neck into the movement, moving organically. And now pause to reverse, moving in the other direction. Now begin to make the movements a little bit slower and a little bit smaller. And find your way back to neutral, preparing for puppy stretch. Slide the arms forward, keeping the hips lifted above the knees. Then you may wish to bring the forehead or chest all the way to the mat, or you can allow the head to hover. Choosing your variation of puppy. Continuing to breathe deeply and allow the chest to soften. One more breath here, and on your next inhalation, lifting back up to table. And now stepping one foot forward between the hands and bend into that knee, coming into a low lunge. Sliding the back knee a little closer towards the back of your mat, opening up that thigh, the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. You may wish to rest on the palms, fingertips, or on blocks if you have them. Preparing to bend and straighten the front leg. Inhale, straightening that front leg a little or a lot, flexing the foot and lifting the toes. And then exhale, bending the knee, returning to the lunge. And continue to move back and forth at the pace of your own breath. Would you loosen up the hip and give a stretch to the back of this leg? And moving once more in each direction and completing by returning to the lunge. And from here, we'll move into a crescent pose. So really plant the foot into the floor. Draw the tailbone down. And as you inhale, lift one hand at a time to your front knee, and then bring the hands to the hips. Drawing the tailbone down, press the thighs towards one another. Relax the shoulders. And now preparing to lift the arms. Inhale as you bring the arms up and overhead. Keep the arms wide apart, flexing through the hands, pressing the fingertips to the wall behind you. Opening up through the chest, shoulders, arms, and wrists. Keep the chin parallel to the earth and breathe. One more full breath here. And exhale, lower the fingertips back down to the mat. Next, we'll move into a spinal twist. So whatever knee is bent, bringing that hand to that hip. Opposite hand presses into the mat. And now twist in the direction of your front bent knee. You could keep the hand to support the lower back or extend that arm straight up from the shoulder. Keeping the head and neck in line with the spine, continue to breathe. And you can stay here keeping the back knee on the floor, or you could bring the ball of that foot to the mat and straighten that leg and move into a high lunge variation. Choosing your option, keep breathing. And now exhaling, unwinding, lowering the fingertips down, framing the front foot. And now stepping back into table. And once again, moving into puppy pose. Keep the hips lifted, slide the hands to the front of your mat. Relax the chest or forehead to the mat. On your next inhalation, pressing back up to table. And now preparing for the other leg, stepping the opposite foot forward. Bending the knee right above the ankle and sliding the back knee a little closer to the rear of your mat, releasing the top of the foot to the mat. Lift the chest, relax the shoulders. And now on your next inhalation, straightening that front leg and bending the knee. So again, moving without strain and just allowing yourself to ease into the movement. You could straighten that leg just a little bit and then see if it will straighten a little bit more as you move. Continue to coordinate the movement with your breath. And making any adjustments to create a little more ease. And the next time you find yourself in lunge, pausing here, preparing to move into crescent pose. Again, lifting the chest and relaxing the shoulders. Pressing that foot into the floor, bring one hand at a time to the front thigh as you lift the torso upright. Bring the hands to the hips. Lengthen evenly through the abdomen and the lower back, drawing the thighs towards one another. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen through the head and the neck. And again, releasing the arms overhead. You bring the arms as wide apart as you like. Flexing through the hands, pressing the fingertips back. Keep drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep breathing deeply in and out through your nose. One more full breath here. And exhale, lowering the hands down, preparing for the twisting variation. So whichever knee is bent, bringing that same hand to the hip. Opposite hand rests on the mat, perhaps on a block if you've got one. And now twisting the torso in the direction of your bent knee. You could choose to keep the hand on the hip or lower back, or reach that arm straight up from the shoulder. And it's fine to stay here in the low lunge, or if you'd like, you could plant the ball of the back foot to the floor and straighten that leg, coming into high lunge variation. And now exhaling, unwinding. And if the back knee is still on the floor, straightening that leg, coming into the high lunge. Preparing to step forward. Exhale, step the back foot forward, coming into a forward fold, releasing the crown of the head and keeping a soft bend in the knees. And now place the hands on the shins. Inhale, lift halfway so the spine is parallel to the earth. And then exhale, soften and fold forward. Press into the feet, bring the hands to the hips. Pull the navel towards the spine, and inhale as you slowly hinge to standing, keeping a long neutral spine, taking your time. And bringing the arms out to the side and overhead, bringing the palms together to touch. And then exhale, lowering the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. Close the eyes or gaze softly. Once again, connecting to the center of the heart. Connecting with the compassionate heart center. Now releasing the arms down. And next we'll move into the breath of joy. So I'll offer you two options for the breath of joy. We'll begin with one option, remaining in an upright position, and then you'll have the option to add a forward fold if you like. So begin by standing tall with the feet about hips width apart. Relax your shoulders. So for the breath of joy, we'll take 3 short inhalations through the nose, and then we'll exhale through an open mouth, and we'll coordinate the breath with our movements. Inhale, bring the arms in front. Inhale, arms to the side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale through an open mouth as the arms release down. Inhale in front. Inhale to the side. Inhale overhead. Exhale. So you can make these movements slower or quicker as you like. You might feel like you're conducting an orchestra. And you're welcome to stay with this version, or if you like, you can add a forward bend on the next exhalation. So only add the forward bend if that feels comfortable. And if you feel lightheaded in a forward bend, then it's fine to stay upright. And once more. And after you've released, coming to stand upright, placing one hand at the center of the chest, one hand to the belly. Close the eyes. Receive the energy. Receive the joy. Feeling the heartbeat, and just notice whatever it is you're feeling as a result of practicing the breath of joy. And now releasing the arms, and give a little shake to one leg and then the other. And now standing again with the feet hips width apart, relax the shoulders. Bring the hands to the hips as we prepare for a side stretch. Now step your right foot behind the left, crossing at the ankle. And take a moment to ground here, pressing into the feet. And if this feels too wobbly for you, it's fine to just keep the feet side by side instead. Engage the legs, lengthen evenly through the abdomen and the lower back. Lift the chest, relax the shoulders, lengthen through the head and the neck. Chin is parallel to the earth. And now release your right arm. And inhale as you lift the right arm out to the side and then overhead. And now switching over to your left. Press your right hip slightly out to the side and a little bit forward. So there's no need to reach over as far as you possibly can, but come to a comfortable place where you could feel a comfortable sensation without strain. And it's fine to keep the hand on the hip, or if you like, you could take hold of the wrist overhead. Keep the chest open, shoulders relaxed. And now moving to your fullest expression for another breath. And now press into the feet to pull the navel towards the spine and inhale as you slowly make your way back to center. Stepping the feet side by side. And as you exhale, very slowly lowering the arms down. Relax the arms. Notice how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. And before repeating this stretch on the other side, come to clasp the hands together behind the back. And now straighten the arms, pressing the knuckles down towards the earth and then away from you. Opening through the chest, stretching through the shoulders and the arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, continuing to stand tall. And one more full breath here. And now, unclasping the hands. Relax the arms by your sides with the palms facing forward. Take a few breaths here to receive. Noticing whatever it is you're feeling in the body, perhaps sensations of energy, aliveness. Notice whatever is here for you. And now bringing the hands to the hips. Once again, we'll do the standing side stretch on the other side. So now stepping your left foot back behind the right. Planting the feet, taking a moment to situate yourself or keeping the feet side by side if that's working better for you today. So really ground the feet into the earth, engage the legs. Draw the tailbone down as you lengthen evenly through the abdomen and the lower back. Broaden through the chest and relax the shoulders. Lengthen through the head and the neck. Now releasing your left arm and inhale as you reach that arm out to the side and overhead and then stretching over towards your right. Again, you don't need to go very far, but just focus on lengthening through the torso. Press the left hip out to the side and slightly forward. Making any adjustments here to find stability. A comfortable sensation as you lengthen through both sides of the torso. And as you continue to hold, you might want to try stretching over a little bit more or a little bit less and backing off if that is appropriate. It's always fine to keep the hand on the hip, or you have the option to take hold of the wrist overhead. Keep breathing deeply in and out through your nose. And now moving to your fullest extension for another breath. And now press into the feet, navel to spine. Inhale as you slowly hinge back to center. Stepping the feet next to each other if they aren't there already. And then exhale slowly, lowering the arm down. Taking your time, relax the arms by the sides with the palms facing forward. Close the eyes or gaze softly. Again, receive. Noticing with compassion and without judgment, whatever it is you're feeling in this moment in your body, mind, breath. Softly open the eyes. If you've closed them, give a little shake to one leg and then the other. From here, we'll prepare to head down towards the floor. And we'll move there by moving through a standing yoga mudra pose. So begin with the feet a comfortable distance apart, perhaps hips width or a little bit wider. And we'll just loosen the shoulders a little bit more. Inhale as you draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, rolling the shoulders back and down. And release the shoulders once more. And now extend the arms in front of you, and then turn the palms to face away from one another. And exhale as you slowly circle the arms behind you. Clasping the hands together. And now straightening the arms, pressing the knuckles down towards the earth, and then pressing the hands away from you. So be careful not to overstretch, only moving as far as is comfortable. And if this isn't comfortable, you have the option as an alternative to clasp opposite elbows behind you with your hands. So finding your own variation here. And it's fine to just stay upright in this version of Yoga Mudra, focusing on opening the chest and shoulders. If you ever feel lightheaded in a forward fold, it's fine to stay upright. If you would like to try coming forward, press into the feet and exhale, hinging forward just halfway until the spine is parallel to the earth. Check in with how you're feeling here. If this makes you feel lightheaded, slowly make your way back up to standing and stay there. If you're comfortable in this position, lengthen through the tailbone and the crown of the head, continuing to press the arms up and overhead. You could stay here, or you could continue to hinge forward, softening the knees if you like. One more full breath here. And now very slowly unclasp the hands. Relax the arms down by your sides. And if you're still upright, making your way into a forward fold. And then lowering down into a table position. And from table, moving now into puppy. Keeping the hips lifted as you slide the arms forward, lowering the chest or forehead to the mat. And from puppy, we'll prepare to make our way into Sphinx pose, bringing the forearms to the floor. On your next inhalation, slide the torso between the arms as you lower the belly and straighten the legs, moving into Sphinx. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders as you rest on the forearms, bringing the feet as close together as is comfortable. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, activating the legs. Press the pubic bone towards the mat as you draw the navel towards the spine. Press the elbows towards the ribcage to invite the chest to open. Drawing the shoulders down away from the ears, opening through the chest. Continue to lengthen through the head and neck, gazing towards the floor in front of your mat. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose. And remembering to listen to the body. So feeling free to continue to hold, or if you need a break, to slowly release down. And one more full breath in Sphinx. And as you next exhale, slowly lowering down. Flexing the arms by your sides with the palms turned upward, and turn the head to one side. Relaxing, releasing as you lie on the belly. Next, we'll move into some additional back bending poses, and if you prefer to stay with Sphinx, that's fine. So either moving into Sphinx or bringing the forehead or chin to the mat. And now turning the hands so that the palms are facing the floor, keeping the hands a few inches away from the hips. Press the pubic bone down, navel to spine. Preparing now for a boat. On your next inhalation, lifting through the chest and head and adding the feet. Pressing out through the toes, lengthen through the head and the neck. And then exhale, lower down. Again, inhaling, lifting through the head, chest, and shoulders, lifting the feet. And now if you like, adding the arms as well, reaching long through the fingertips. So if you'd like to challenge yourself on each inhalation, you could lift the shoulders and feet a little bit higher. So moving comfortably, avoiding any strain or pain. And you can always lift and lower if that would feel better for you. One more breath here. Exhale, slowly lowering everything down. Check in here with the lower back. You could continue to rest. You can move into Sphinx or join me in another variation, pressing the pubic bone down. Inhale, lifting through the head, chest, lifting the feet, lifting the arms. Again, you could stay here, you could lift and lower, or if it's comfortable for you, you could try bringing the hands into Yoga Mudra arms, interlacing the fingers, straightening the arms, and pressing the hands away from you. Keep breathing. Again, feeling free to adjust. Either moving a little bit deeper, backing off, or taking a rest. One more full breath, and then exhale, slowly lowering everything down. Turning the head to the opposite side, resting the palms to face upward. And bringing the forehead or chin to the mat once again. Here you could rest. You could choose any of the options we've already done, such as Sphinx or Yoga Mudra arms. Or you could join me in one last variation. Press into the pubic bone. Inhale, lifting the chest and head, lifting the feet, lifting the arms. And now if you like, bending the knees and taking hold of the ankles with the hands. So don't worry if you can't reach here, it's fine to stick with any of the other options. So begin by pressing the thighs into the mat as you lift the upper body and chest away from the floor. And again, check in here. You could stay here, you could release. If you'd like to move a little further, lifting the knees away from the floor. One more full breath here, and then exhaling, slowly lowering down. Releasing the legs. And now placing one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead on top of your hands. Bend the knees, toes are pointing up towards the sky. And now moving into a windshield wiper motion, dropping the feet from side to side, releasing the lower back. And now come to stillness, releasing the legs down to the mat, and place the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhaling slowly, pressing up to table. And from table, we'll prepare for child pose, Garbhasana. So bringing the big toes together, bringing the knees wider than hips width apart. Exhale as you bring the bottom to the heels. Then you have the option to lower the forehead to the mat. You could use a block if you've got one. Another option is to place the hands on top of one another, either in fists or resting one palm on top of the other, creating a cushion for the forehead. Choose the variation that feels good for you. Making sure the knees are wide enough apart to give the belly lots of space to breathe. And holding your child pose for one more full deep breath. And now very slowly and gently pressing up to table. And then swinging the legs around to come to a seated position with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Preparing next to make our way onto our backs. So bringing the hands by your sides and lowering yourself down onto the back. And drawing the knees in towards the chest, taking hold of a knee with each hand. Pulling the knees in towards the chest to release the lower back. And you can hold here, or if you like, you could circle on the sacrum or rock from side to side. Or you're welcome to explore any final movement or posture that will help you to feel complete before relaxation. And now releasing the legs and making your way into Shavasana, extending the legs straight along the floor, or perhaps placing a cushion underneath the knees. You're welcome to cover yourself with a blanket or put on any extra layers as you cool down. Relaxing the arms by your sides with the palms facing upward. See if you could bring a little bit more of the upper back and shoulders in contact with the earth. Tuck the chin very slightly to lengthen through the back of the neck. And once you're situated, letting go, inviting the eyes to close. And allow yourself to let go of any breathing pattern, breath flowing naturally. Begin to scan the body, noticing where you may feel stretched or spacious. Notice where in your body you feel the most relaxed. Hold your attention here. And now allow this feeling of ease and relaxation to spread throughout the body, throughout your being. Inviting the entire body to soften and release. Inviting the mind to let go. Releasing any thoughts that may be distracting or that do not serve you in this moment. Resting completely for the next few minutes, allowing yourself to receive the benefits of your practice. Very gradually begin to deepen your breathing, making small movements with the fingers and the toes. Allowing your awareness to expand. And now one at a time, drawing the knees in towards the chest. And rolling over onto one side, resting in a fetal position. And taking a moment here to acknowledge your efforts and dedication. Now pressing the hands into the earth and mindfully make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall with the eyes remaining closed. And once again, placing one hand at the center of the chest, one hand to the belly. Again, reconnecting with the consciousness of the heart. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe and protected. Bring the hands to prayer position in front of the heart, dropping the chin towards the chest. And as you ease into your day, I invite you to Continue to be guided by the wisdom of your heart. Om Shanti, peace. May the peace in our hearts bring peace into the world. Very softly allow the eyes to open and lift the gaze. Namaste. I honor the light in you.